Hi, I'm Paul LeBeuf. Welcome to Coffee Break Coaching. Today I'd like to talk with you about drive, that motivation and discipline that you need to get things done. So think about it. To achieve anything, you need some measure of discipline. Now, I know there are people like Mel Robbins and others who will tell you that discipline and motivation are BS. And at face value, I agree with them. But when you peel back the layers and think about this a little bit differently, when somebody's talking about motivation and discipline, we're not talking about just grinding it out, kind of gutting it out, but rather what we're trying to do is take action consistently. That's the holy grail of getting things done. So when people say discipline, what I think they're really talking about is how do you get consistent action? That's a more interesting conversation. So I'd like to suggest to you that there are what I call the 3 Ps, 3 different ways that people can take consistent action. Let's take a look at each one of these. So the first P is passion. Some people talk about their purpose, their drive. Simon Sinek, for example, in Start With Why, he talks about your purpose, your why, and how that can propel you. Absolutely legitimate for a lot of people. There's also this notion of passion. We all know that kid who at the age of 5 knew they wanted to be a physician. They were always passionate about that, or they wanted to be a professional athlete, and they were able to achieve their dreams. So passion or purpose can certainly carry you. The second P is around process. Some of us need structure, process, step-by-step methods to advance us, to take us forward. But we need to set them up in a way where we don't even need to think about them, we just do them. So for example, Tony Robbins says he gets up every morning without fail and plunges into a 50-degree pool of water. He doesn't think about it, and he says he doesn't like it, but he does it. That structure, that process can support you in moving in the direction of consistent action. The last P is around people. In my experience, using people as a way to create consistent action kind of comes in 2 flavors. The first is for those of us who are extroverted. What we crave is the company of others. So as long as we're doing something with other people, we'll actually do it consistently. Exercise, for example. You probably know friends who will only exercise consistently if they're doing it with a buddy or others. So some people need people to make sure that they act consistently. The second flavor of people is those people who need what I call refrigerator support. And where that comes from, if you've ever been on a diet, you don't need to diet 24/7. The only time you need somebody there is that moment where you're about to open the refrigerator. That's the moment where you need people support. Someone to stop you and ask you, do you really want to eat that? Do you really want to do that? So I call that refrigerator support. So in terms of people, there are those of us who need people in order to do something, what I call extroverted support. And then there are those of us who need, just in the moment, refrigerator support. So in summary, this discipline or idea of motivation, to me, is really about consistent action. And there are 3 ways that people can take consistent action. It's either through their passion or purpose, it's through a process, or it's through other people. You might use one of them, you might use all of them, but try them and let me know in the comments below what works for you.